Hi, my name is Jules Price, and welcome to my training today on the 2 roads, massive focus, and the art of instilling value. These concepts are based on my book, Secrets from the SOC Drawer, which I'll tell you more about later, and they're really concepts that can be used across any business in any industry, although they're particularly geared towards the network marketing industry because that is where my experience lies now, and where I'm passionate about helping other people succeed in that space. A little bit about my background. I've been in my company for about 5 years at the time of this recording, and I had no network marketing experience. So I was actually a Broadway singer in New York City. I lived in New York for about 15 years doing Broadway musical theater and operetta. I still currently sing with the New York City Ballet, and I just had a vision of what I wanted to do and went after it, which is so similar to network marketing in a way. And I believe that half of my success has just been applying the principles that I learned by doing in my experience in my performing background. You don't move to New York and go to 2 auditions and say, oh, well, I tried. You believe in yourself, you see your goal, you look for other people to see it too. And when someone finally makes it in theater, it appears to everyone else like it was sort of an overnight success, and really that person has done every little step of the way to get to where they wanted to go. If they had quit after the 2nd audition or 20th audition, they would never have achieved that high level of success. Same thing with network marketing. So many people leave the business before they achieve that overnight success the way it would appear to someone else, when really it's just about doing the work, doing the consistent activities that are going to get you where you want to go. So just to give you an idea, in my 5 years in my company with no network marketing experience, and I've been with the same company from day one, I've personally sponsored 244 distributors. 135 of them are still active as distributors, and 109 of them dropped down to what was called basically a wholesale customer. 89% of everyone are still buying points regularly, even of the people that aren't distributors anymore. Points meaning, actively on an auto order. I've signed up 225 retail customers, people that can just be customers in my business, and 159 of them are still active, still purchasing regularly. And I also helped about 70 different distributors join on 3-way calls by helping my team. So why do I share this? I believe that network marketing in general is about massive activity, it's about focus, it's about consistency. And remember, this is over 5 years, but it's about really just doing the things I need to do every single day and walking my own walk. At no point sitting back and telling my team that they need to do something that I'm not doing myself. I believe that 2 of the basic concepts of success in this business are about, number 1, believing wholeheartedly that everyone should use your product. Everyone should use it. If it's something that you use, if it's something you see value in, you have to instill value in them. Why should they care? People are pretty much doing what they already do, living their life without having this product, and you have to instill the value of why they should introduce this into their life. Only when they see value will they act. And by helping them see why they need it, you need to inspire them to do more than what they're already doing. Telling stories is the best way to do that, inspiring them to do more than what they're doing, which is going to help them make that shift and decide to incorporate whatever it is that you're offering into their life. There's a real power in telling stories because people end up following along in the story as if they're the lead character. It's the same reason people cry at movies, when they're putting themselves in the story. So even if you just start off by saying, before I show you how this works, let me tell you what happened to me. That's something I got from Tom Schreider, one of his trainings that I love, and I use it all the time. Before I show you how this works, let me tell you what happened to me, and then tell your brief story, or tell stories from people that are experiencing the product and getting a lot of benefit from it. And the second thing is, you have to have a massive clarity in that you are leading a mission and you're just looking for who's with me. Who's with me? If people sense that you are going somewhere, and that you believe that everyone should use this, why not get paid on it? You're looking for people that see the same thing as you. And again, share the story of why you pulled out your credit card. Tell them what you saw in it. And as they're listening to you, they're going to be hearing and experiencing what you saw in this product. Versus if you just start listing the benefits of why they should be a distributor, not in a story format, they're not going to experience it and hear it as well as if you're telling them from your point of view what you saw in it and why you pulled out your credit card. So lead that mission. Who's with me? If everyone can use this, why shouldn't we be paid on it? People generally want to be given a direction. So your company probably has a retail element to it, and they have the distributor element to it, where you can get paid to share this product with others. So I look at it like a waiter in a restaurant. If the waiter comes with a dessert tray and he says, we've got key lime pie, we have, chocolate pudding, and then most people just absolutely love the, triple decker cheesecake. But whatever you choose, you can't go wrong. Everything's homemade. So if you sit there in that restaurant and you look at the waiter and you tell him, you know what, I'm just going to have the key lime pie, he's going to say, oh, that's great. You're going to love it. But you're actually going to be swayed towards what most people do. If he says most people love the triple decker cheesecake, then if you like cheesecake in any way at all, you're going to be swayed towards it because that's what most people do. Same thing with when you're sharing your network marketing company with someone. You can share them what your product is, share with them why everyone needs it and why it's going to be a benefit to them, and then say, most people can think of other people that would like this and like the idea of sharing this, and this company is going to pay you to share this with others. But even if you just become a customer, you're going to love it. And then let them choose. You don't have to run around just looking for people looking for an opportunity. You can share what you have to offer, present all the choices, guide them to the one that most people do and tell them why, and then help them get started in the one that makes the most sense to them. Things that make you go, Remember that old song? Maybe some of you are too young for that, but from the, I can't remember who sang it, something about Sound Factory. But anyway, the things that make you go, What you're trying to do on a daily basis is stir the average bear. Show that the average person why they need to do a little bit more, get inspired and use your product. And then you're looking to awake and attract the entrepreneur. You're looking to awake people that have any iota of entrepreneurialism in them that can start to imagine incorporating, sharing a product on the side of what they're already doing. So the best way to do that is to surprise people. Do things that just are above and beyond, and we're going to talk about that later, but things that make people sit up and go, wow, that's really interesting. Because if you're ever going to awake that entrepreneur in someone, it's about surprising someone that's already going about their busy, busy life and making them stop in their tracks and really consider something else to fold into what they're doing. If you're just going to attract a customer, it's still just about stirring them a little bit. So the more you make people kind of stop in their tracks and be surprised and change their state, as Tony Robbins would say, the more likely you are to help people become a customer, just the average person, or awake an entrepreneurial spirit in somebody that may decide, you know what, I think this could be pretty interesting for me. So my book is called Secrets from the SOC Drawer, and the next few concepts are chapters from this book. I definitely encourage you to read it. It's called Secrets from the SOC Drawer, Inspirations to Unlock Your Inner Treasures. And my particular company, the reason why it's all about socks is that it is a pun based on the name of my company. Which if you're interested in learning about, of course I can tell you. But I've had people in every industry tell me it's helped them. And I even have 7 people from the White House has read my book now because I met a guy on an airplane that, again, I did the things to make you go, I sent him a fun card after I met him that just sparked his interest. He ended up reading my book, and now he's in the security division of the White House. He's now had 7 people from his staff read this book. So I think you'll find it helpful if you want to. I'll show you how to get it at the end. But these next few chapters are concepts from my book. So first of all, the concept of who wants to play. When I happen to like, casinos and roulette in particular. It's such a fun game. I have that kind of competitive spirit. And when I was in a casino a while ago, I just started thinking about the fact that, when you look around, and believe me, there's some interesting characters in a casino, there's everybody in that casino trying to play the odds in the hopes of winning big. They just want, they know that the odds are against them. They know that the house is stacked, and they're throwing their money at the opportunity, the chance to maybe win that jackpot, hit that big number on the wheel. or have, win some big car that's in the middle of the casino. So I started thinking about our industry and what we do. Here we have a set finite amount of money that you're laying on the table, whatever your company is, 300, 500, 1,000. You're laying out a set amount of money. You can never really lose more than that, especially if you're with a company that has a low auto ship and a good comp plan. So this is a finite amount of money. You're not throwing money in the hopes you're going to win something. It's a finite amount of money that really that's the bottom line of what you could possibly, quote, lose if you never did anything and never had any success. Next, we have so many things going for us that like casinos don't. For instance, the more you play, the better chance you have at winning. Meaning, the more experience you have, the better your presentations get, the more confidence you get, the more success you have, then your odds are literally increasing in your favor every single day. Whereas in a casino, the more you play, the less likely you are to win and the more likely you are to lose back everything that you've won previously. Also, in network marketing, if you just start to share this a little bit, you're probably going to make your money back. If you share it at a moderate pace, you're going to start to create a residual income in your life. And if you share it actively, make it a point to every single day share your opportunity with someone or your product, then you're going to generate a residual income, a pretty massive residual income that comes in month after month after month. So if you give this business the weight that it deserves, that it's not just a hobby, it's not just throwing money at something and seeing if it works, treat it like a business and dedicate yourself to that, then unlike a casino, your chances of achieving success are better and better every single day. And at the worst case scenario, all you've done is lay a finite amount of money on the table. At the medium scenario, you'll be generating a little bit of extra income. And at the best case scenario, you have generated massive wealth in your life and the ability to achieve everything that you ever worked for and dreamed about. So in terms of the odds of that casino, my feeling is, who wants to play? This is an incredible business. So you want to paint the picture for that person. And as I mentioned before, you want to inspire them of why they should care. But even more importantly than that, I believe that you need to paint the picture for why they should follow you, but also how it's going to work. People want to know, can I do this? They want to know, what will I do first? They want to know their first steps. They want to kind of picture before they start how it's going to work in their life. So when you paint that picture for them, you want to be an artist. You want to paint and frame, paint and frame. Paint the picture and frame how it's going to work in their life. And you're going to have a masterpiece if you do that. If people can not only like the idea of what you're offering, but they can picture how it's going to work, then they're way more likely to get started and take that first step. I call it, taking their hand, tucking them in, and giving them warm milk. Saying things like, as soon as you get started this, we're going to whatever it is that you do with them. So it doesn't mean you're going to be doing everything for them. It just means you're going to support them in achieving whatever it is that they hope to get out of it. And when they feel supported and know that they have their first steps with you, they're more likely to get started. Next, I talk about enjoying the journey. It's so important because network marketing is always about wanting to be at the next level. It really becomes difficult to enjoy where you are. And you have to take a look back and see where you started, see what your little successes are or your bigger successes. You have to enjoy the journey along the way instead of just always wanting to be in another place. And it's so hard to do. But if you are not enjoying the journey, it becomes harder for people to want to follow you. People can sense that. If you're having fun, if you see where you're going, you can't wait to get there, but you're enjoying the journey along the way, then people are going to want to join you as well. If they can see that you're not where you want to be and you're stressed out and you're not, maybe you feel like you don't even enjoy what it is that you're doing on a daily basis. I had someone once that said, she was in a skincare company and cosmetic, and she said, I don't enjoy schlepping lipstick. I don't want to have eyeshadow in the trunk of my car, but it's a vehicle for how I can get to where I want to go. Well, that's true that it's a vehicle, but you have to enjoy the journey, the daily operations of your business, or it's a lot harder for you to keep going, and it's a lot harder for people to see what you're doing and want to follow you as well. Don't be that guy. This one's pretty self-explanatory, but it's amazing how many people just go with the wrong instincts, and they're slimy, they're pushy, they try to recruit people out of other businesses. They just don't have integrity, and it's so important in this business. You know, you are your own independent business owner. It's so important to always err on the side of what's going to be helpful for someone else. Always err on the side of being respectful, and give to give instead of to get. You know, and there's a lot of people that just only call someone when they need something. Be the person that goes a little bit above and beyond. Go the extra mile. One of my favorite expressions is, go the extra mile, it's never crowded, right? So we're going to talk about that in a second, about doing little things for other people, looking for ways to be a connector, making an impact on others, which creates influence in your life. If you're always thinking, how can I help you, then instead of yourself, you know, meaning how can you help the other person, then you're so much more likely to build a bigger business than if you're scraping and trying to get ahead by thinking of yourself first. Don't dip your pinky toe. This is so important in network marketing because there's so many people that just start off by saying, well, we'll see if this works, or well, I'll give it a try. This is not a business where you can just kind of give it a try and end up being massively successful. You have to have a vision. The top people in your company, the top people in any company, it's because they saw where they were going before they even started. And they knew where they were going. They had massive vision, and not one of them ever said, well, I'll give this a try. I'm positive. I would bet money on that. This is something that people commit to. They don't just dip in their toe. Things like going to your company convention, things like, you know, being all in, doing everything you need to do and giving it your all. And you're just not going to get there if you just give it a little dibble dabble. Successful people get themselves to events. Successful people study the things they need to study, read personal development books. Always look for someone else to emulate, where you can ask them questions and learn from someone else that's further down the line. So put in the effort. Don't dip your pinky toe in. This is one of my favorite magic sentences that I made up, called "No one wants to get on your bus if you're driving in a circle." This is again about a very kind of fun way to view the fact that you need to know where you're going, and you need to be going there with or without other people. Unfortunately, in network marketing, there's a tendency to get started in your business and then continually look over your shoulder and say, okay, who's with me? Who's with me? And even worse, get demotivated if your team is not jumping on the same bus and going where you're going. And unfortunately, if you kind of circle back around and you're dragging people and waiting for them to get on the bus, they're less likely to get on it than if you're just going where you're going, and you make it very clear that you're open to helping anyone that wants to go with you, but you have to be going somewhere. Consistency. Every single network marketer will agree that there is no way around this one. You have to consistently share your product with others and be a consistent force for your team to tap into. I'm a huge fan of saying, you know, do a monthly conference call on a free conference call line, just tapping people together. Maybe have a monthly meeting in your area, just keeping people connected. But then you need to be consistent in your activities every single day. And people respect consistency also. If people see that you're walking your walk, they're going to be more likely to want to join you because they see that you're doing the things that you're telling them to do. If you tell your team to do something and you're not doing it, there is so much of a breakdown of trust there. I do an exercise in one of my trainings where I give two people a deck of cards, and I encourage you to do this. It is really powerful. I call two people up to the front of the room that are maybe the newest distributors in the room. I give them each a deck of cards, and I tell one person that they can go through the deck as fast as possible, and I tell the other person they have to turn over a card every 7 seconds. So we go through that exercise. I tell them as soon as they find an ace in the deck to hold up the ace and shout ace and keep going. Well, of course, as you know, the person that's going through the deck quickly finds all 4 aces first, and the other person is barely, you know, started 1/4 of their deck. Well, then I have them shuffle the cards, and the second thing I do is put a $100 bill in between them. And I tell them, okay, now both of you can go through this deck as fast as possible, and whoever finds all 4 aces gets that $100 bill. And right before we start, I stop them and I say, Is your heart racing? And of course it is. There's just something about pulling out the $100 bill, letting them know they have the chance to win it. And then I asked the rest of the room, is your heart racing? And sure enough, everybody's heart is racing because the stakes were raised. It was a lot more interesting when I put that $100 bill on the table. And I say to them, listen, this is how you have to feel every single day in your business, that money is out there for you, that the faster you go, the faster you'll find it, the faster you'll win it, and you can help everyone else win it too. Everyone needs to feel like that's the way you feel when they're watching you. And it's such a metaphor for how you need to be in this business. You need to be consistent. If you show your opportunity to someone every 7 months, you are not going to have the same business as if you show it to someone every day and teach others to do the same. So that's a great exercise to really have them physically experience what it's like to have their heart rate raised, the excitement of going after that money. And obviously network marketing is not all about the money. I mean, it's very nice, but it's about the relationships you build. It's about the personal development and growth path. But you have to have that excitement level because that's what inspires people to be consistent. The other lily pad, this is just a concept. So many of you have heard the thing about the penny doubling every day. If a penny doubled every single day for 30 days, at the end of that month, you would have something like $10 million. And it's an incredible number. And that isn't what this lily pad concept is in my book, but it's the concept of the lily pad is so powerful to think about. The lily pad doubling every day, the whole pond would be full at the end, but on day 29, it would still be half full. But my lily pad analogy is about getting to the other side. When you step, if you were to be crossing a pond and stepping onto lily pads, some of these lily pads are going to weigh you down. They're going to start sinking. They're going to be, I call it sloggy, and they're going to try to drag you down with them and be eaten by the alligators. And you have to get off that lily pad and get to another one and get to another one and get to the ones that are going to hold you up, the ones that are going to support your weight, the ones that are going to be there with you, the ones that the minute you show your business to someone and they say, wow, I love this, that's what propels you forward. So you have to get off the ones that are going to drag you down to get to the ones that are going to hold you up, and that's what's going to get you to your destination. It's just an analogy, but it's very, very important to think about that because there's a lot of times in your business you're going to feel discouraged and shut down, and that's what's going to help you get back into action and just go look for someone that sees what you see, and that's what holds you up again in your business. One of my most powerful concepts is called listen to life. And this is so important. Things happen around you every single day. People have ups and downs. They have, their kids get a scholarship. Their mother's in the hospital. Things that happen on a daily basis that you could be responding to, that you could be just showing that you listen to them. That's such a powerful thing in any networking business. Just reach out and send them a card to let them know you're thinking of them. Send them a note to say, hey, I saw this is happening. If you want, you can send texts and emails, but I'm a huge proponent of just reaching out and doing something above and beyond. For me, it's always sending a card. I'll show you an example of that, but it's just about doing more. People will call you up in tears if you've just done a little bit to show that you've listened to them, that you appreciate them, that you see them. So here's an example. I was at a networking event and a girl was talking about her business. She's in a catering business and she got so excited about it that about how you can deliver bagel baskets to different offices, and she said, it's amazing what a bagel can do. And I just thought, oh my gosh, that's going on a card. So I created this card for her where I put bagels, this is the inside of the card. The front of the card had just like a nice to meet you on it. And I just said, hey, I put her quote, it's amazing what a bagel can do. And I said, dear Nina, I really enjoyed meeting you. I enjoyed your presentation. And anyway, so the point is she was blown away when she got this. So every single time I hear something, someone says something, I think, oh my gosh, that's going on a card, or I'm going to celebrate that moment for them. And this is what really creates impact and influence in your life when you're looking for people to uplift, looking for people to celebrate, looking for people to support and encourage, and going above and beyond and going that extra mile. Finally, there's the wait for nothing philosophy. There's so much waiting in a network marketing business when you feel like you're kind of waiting for someone else to do something, waiting for someone that you know is supposed to sign up, waiting for your team to grow, waiting for whatever it is, waiting for your company to launch something new, and then you're going to start. You can't wait in this business. It's all about, not driving in a circle. You have to let your own momentum propel you forward. And my favorite expression that I talk about is, let everything happen on the way to something else. Let everything happen on the way to something else. That's when you're going to be inspired in your own business, and you're going to inspire other people along the way. I talk about something called a two roads technique, and this I'll just be very brief about, but think about these two roads like one of them is a give to give road. It's a heartfelt road. You're looking for people to celebrate, connect with, help them connect with others, be that general giver in your life. That's, let's say, one road. And then the other road is picking up the phone and calling people about your business, about your opportunity, or about your product. But you have to do both. You have to be that giver. If you just call someone and try to sell them your product, then you're that guy that we talked about on those other slides. If you're always looking for things to do for others, being heartfelt, reaching out, touching people, and then you're picking up the phone and saying, I think you might really like this. I'd love to show it to you. Then you're balanced, not only from a karma standpoint, but just from you have one road on each leg, one leg on each road, and you're walking forward evenly and consistently. You're going to get to your destination versus only walking one road, being heartfelt and thoughtful and then never showing anyone what it is that you do. You're going to fall into the underbrush. Just trying to sell what you do without looking for ways to help others, you're going to fall on the other side. But keeping one foot on each road and moving forward equally is going to set you up as a business person that cares about others, that looks for ways to connect people, and people are going to be more likely to want to know what you have to offer. So final thoughts for this training today, really just forget what you know and go. Whatever your experience has been up to this point in your business, just look at your plan, look at your comp plan, look at what you have to offer, and every day can be the first day in your business. Just be inspired by what you're sharing with people and start fresh. If you're purposeful about what you do, then your results will be plentiful. Most importantly, when you're not where you want to be, do more. So many people do less when they're feeling discouraged. You have to up that game, turn over that deck faster, and you'll inspire yourself in the process. Don't let your belief for your industry blow in the breeze. You need to see where you're going, what your company's doing, what this industry, what this profession of network marketing is doing, and be unshakable in that. The secret is that doing the things that are going to make you succeed aren't a secret. It's about these things: consistency, believing in yourself, doing the work. Be the referee in your own race. Don't wait for other people to dictate whether you're successful. You can be your own referee. This is your business. Share in little ways every single day. Look for ways to celebrate people. The key to having everything someday is to do something now. And then my favorite expression from a commercial that I saw from Lowe's actually is always be improving. Always, always, always look for ways that you can be better. Don't wish that things were easier. Wish that you were better. That's a great, great quote. So anyway, hopefully this was helpful. Again, you can apply these things in any business. And if you'd like to maybe listen to some of the coachings and trainings that I have, you can first of all purchase this book, Secrets from the SOC Drawer, on Amazon, or right from my site directly, secretsfromthesocdrawer.com. Don't forget that SOC is spelled S-O-C without the K. If you want to follow me on Facebook, it's just facebook.com/JulesPriceFan is my fan page for my business. One of them. I also have a blog page and a book page, and my personal page, of course. And my blog is www.pricelessjules, spelled the other way, JEWELS.me. So hopefully this was helpful. Hope you enjoyed it and got some good ideas. Looking forward to helping you on your success journey. And once again, my name is Jules Price. Thanks so much for attending this training today.